Hey there guys, welcome back to Chelsea Explain, as this is your match preview for tomorrow's game at the Bridge in a London derby against Nuno Santos West Ham. And it's a complete new West Ham we're facing this time, a much better one compared to earlier this season when we faced Potter's West Ham side, who was in an atrocious form. But the main talking point I want to focus on in this video is around certain three players that I think Liam Rosenior should combine and play together in the starting lineup. So before we dive any deeper further into this match preview, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my page and hit that notification bell down below so you never miss when the content drops. So let's dive in to the predicted lineup immediately. And we're gonna make a few changes. There are a few players I think needs a rest, which is Cucurella and James. They can be available from the bench, but I will rest them for the Arsenal game we have very soon. And yeah, Heater comes in as a left back. Gusto will operate as a right back. We have Sanchez, Chaluba, Fofana. Fernandes is playing in the pivot for me alongside Caicedo. And I'm so gassed to see the front four in Garnacho, João Pedro, Palmer, and Estevão. I bring in Garnacho instead of Neto because I think Neto needs a bit of rest as well. He's been slightly out of form. But the three players I'm so desperate to see together is of course Pedro, Estevão and Palmer, because I think they are three best attacking players. I think we need to have them operating between the opponent's lines in the half spaces where they can make interchanges with each other. João Pedro, likes to drop down as well. And then Gusto can be the marauding fullback, bombing up that right hand side, but also coming into the pockets at times. And Estevão stays further out near the touchline to add some variations to our positioning and confuse the opponents. But I think we should take the risk and play those three guys, but then of course it's important they're working hard in our man-to-man press and also help tracking back and helping our fullbacks. But we have utilized Fernandes heavily as a number 10 under both Maresca and Rosenior, and he can do that role quite well. I think he's really good at crashing the box, and he can also drop down at times and help the pivot. But I think we simply have too many players dropping down, which leaves the striker and wingers quite isolated. So if we're moving Fernandes down to a pivot, we get our best passer in this team in a pivot that can dictate the tempo from deeper positions, and that means we can push further plays forward because he's just simply so good there that we don't need him dropping down and helping the pivot. So I'd rather see more attacking flair up front in Palmer, Estevão, Garnacho and João Pedro. And I also think this front four will complement each other really well because Garnacho adds that blitzing pace behind. Estevão also got pace, but he got flair, he got directness, and he's unpredictable, and he's shown that he can both go on the outside, cut inside comfortably. He can also operate as a number 10, and that's why I would have him in one of the half spaces at times under the game. And it looks like he's built a very strong chemistry with João Pedro so far, as I touched upon in my previous videos, and that's something I desperately want to continue. And of course we have then Palmer being the creator, the X factor in the attack, someone who both creates with killer passes, fantastic clip balls, combinations, but he's someone that also can get on the score sheet. The only downside here is maybe that he will operate in the left half space, but I think he can interchange position with Estevão under the game, and so he can also operate in right half space. Let me know, guys, what you think of this. And then we have Pedro, who is the center forward, who is very well rounded. He's both comfortable moving behind the opposition backline. He got the acceleration and off the ball movement to time runs. And he also is someone who can drop down in tight spaces, combine with his teammates, hold up the ball and link up play, which is one of his best features because he has that composer, great decision making, first touch, and this kind of stuff. And then we have seen now he's an extremely good finisher with both right and left foot from different type of ranges, and he can also at some time score with his head. So I mean, I'm so desperate to see these three players cook together. I mean, I think it can cause a team like West Ham, who's defending in a low block compact, real havoc. There will be too many players they have to worry about, and as I said, it can go the either way. It can also mean that we need them to work harder defensively wise, and we won't have the same protection. But I still think it gives us actually a better balance throughout the team, because we still have 4 players behind who is defensive minded that can back this front four up in case they're losing possession. And yeah, I also want these guys to be closer to Pedro, not constantly dropping down. I mean, if a team decides to stay in a low block and not move whatsoever, then we're gonna get this similar type of performance like we saw against Paphos, where the striker just getting isolated from the game, and we have too many players coming deep to collect a pass and help in the build-up play and progression phase. However, it works when players are dropping down. It can work if a team like Napoli in last game is pressing aggressively high, because then the players is getting drawn out of position and we can play through the press. But if the opponent is just dropping back, which Nuno Santos' team is comfortable doing, then I think Leon Rossinho needs to tweak his approach a little bit. Having a same approach every game, that's not gonna work because you're facing different types of opponents. But this is what I want to see. Let Estevão, Palmer, Pedro bring this technicality flair together, tiki-taka combinations, and we saw a bit of that against Napoli in the second half when we completely turned the game around and Palmer got 2 assists. Pedro got a brace as well. And yeah, guys, as I said, let me know, is this something you would like to see, or is it too risky and leave us vulnerable defensively wise? Personally, I think this creates really good balance, especially against lesser opponents who is stubborn and defending deep. Now, if we look at the league table, we are in 5th place, same points as Man United, and collecting a win as one of the relegation candidates in West Ham would be very, very important. Sure, they are in the relegation zone, but they're looking better under Nuno Espirito Santos. They have claimed 3 victories in a row against Sunderland. I think it was also against Tottenham, and one in the FA Cup. And yeah, they look better defensively wise, more dangerous on the transitions, and they have some players that are in stunning form that we need to take care of, which is Somerville, Bowen, and Fernandes. So in terms of a score prediction, I think we have a good momentum and confidence throughout the team. Sure, West Ham have that as well. I still think we're gonna win. I'm gonna predict we're winning 2-1. Let me know your prediction in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. I see you for the match review after. And I'm out, guys. Peace.